We're on page 60, and we're going to do two problems, number 28, which is right here, and number 32 over here. So let's get started with number 28. And here you can see we have to divide 3x to the power 4 minus 10x squared minus 2x plus 2. These are in descending powers of x, but there is no x cubed term, so we're going to put 0x cubed right in here. This is 0 times x cubed is 0. That's so when we subtract, we can line up things. The x to fourth term with the x to fourth, x cubed with x cubed, x squared with x squared, etc. So, okay, we're setting this up, and the first thing we're going to do is divide the first term of this, same as we've done previously, by the first term in that. 3x to the fourth over x squared gives us 3x squared, which is going to go right here. So we're going to multiply 3x squared times x squared, give us 3x to the fourth. 3x squared times plus 2x gives us plus 6x cubed. And then we're going to multiply 3x squared times plus 1, which gives us plus 3x squared. So the next thing we're going to do is say subtract this from that. And 3x to the fourth minus 3x to the fourth is 0. 0 minus plus 6x cubed gives us minus 6x cubed. And minus 10x squared minus plus 3x squared gives us minus 13x squared. And we're going to bring down the minus 2x. Now we're going to take this and divide it by x squared. So the first term here, we always do that. First term here, minus 6x cubed by x squared gives us the second term that goes in the quotient. So this minus 6x goes up here. So we've divided minus 6x cubed by x squared. We get minus 6x. We put that up here. And now we're going to multiply minus 6x by each of these terms here. So minus 6x times x squared gives us minus 6x cubed. Minus 6x times plus 2x gives us minus 12x squared. And minus 6x times plus 1 gives us minus 6x. Now we're going to subtract this line from this line. So 6x cubed minus 6x cubed will sum to 0. Minus 13x squared minus 12x squared will give us just minus 1x squared or minus x squared. And minus 2x minus 6x, that'll give us 4x right here. And we're going to bring the 2 down. So now we're going to divide this term by, we take the first term here and we divide it by this. So minus x squared by x squared. The first term here divided by this term here, and we get minus 1, and that goes over here. Minus 1 times x squared gives us minus x squared. Minus 1 times plus 2x gives us minus 2x. And minus 1 times plus 1 gives us minus 1. This minus that, minus x squared minus x squared sums to 0. 4x minus 2x gives us 6x. And 2 minus 1 gives us 2 plus 1, or 3. So the remainder is 3. So we can express the answer as 3x to the fourth minus 10x squared minus 2x plus 2, which is right over here, this right here. divided by x squared plus 2x plus 1 right over here gives us, here's the answer, 3x minus 6x minus 1 with a remainder of 6x plus 3. And so we can rewrite this. There's another way we could write it like this. So this stays the same, this stays the same, and we can then write the remainder as 6x plus 3 over, okay, the divisor right here. So we could check this, and you can do it on your own. We could check the answer, multiply both sides by x squared plus 1, x squared plus 2x plus 1 if we multiply the left of this by that, and then we multiply the right of this by that, and simplified it. If the answer was correct, the left side should equal the right side, and we've done that a couple of times. So, okay, let's go to do number 32. And here we have 12x to the 6th, 11x to the 5th, plus 3x to the 4th, plus 10x cubed minus 9x squared, plus 3x minus 6. So we've got descending powers, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And over here we have 4, 3, minus 3. So this is written in descending powers of x. Now what I'm going to do is take this first term here and divide it by the first term here. So 12x to the 6th divided by 4x to the 4th right here. So that gives me 3x squared. That 3x squared goes right over here, becomes the first term. Okay, so I put 3x squared times 4x to the 4th becomes 12x to the 6th. 3x squared times plus 5x cubed becomes 15x to the 5th. And now when I multiply 3x squared times minus 3, I get minus 9x squared. So I have to line it up over here, because I have to line it up under the 9 squared. So I can't subtract, I can't put it here because I can't subtract 9x squared from, or minus 9x squared from 3x4. It has to be the same power, so I line it up under the same power. So 12x6 minus 12x6 gives me 0 right here. 11x to the 5th minus plus 15x to the 5th gives me minus 4x to the 5th. 3x to the 4th minus 0 gives me this. 10x cubed minus 0 gives me that. And of course, minus 9x squared minus 9x squared minus 9x squared, these sum to 0 because I'm subtracting this line from that line. Okay, and I bring down the 3x. So now I divide minus 4x to the 5th by 4x to the 4th. Minus 4x to the 5th by 4x to the 4th, and that gives me minus x. So this becomes the second term here up in the quotient. Right here, I'm going to multiply minus x times 4x to the 4th gives me minus 4x to the 5th. Minus x times plus 5x cubed gives me minus 5x to the 4th. And then minus x times minus 3 gives me plus 3x. So I have this term here. So again, minus x times 4x4 gives me minus 4x to the 5th. Minus x times plus 5x cubed gives me 5x to the 4th. And minus x times minus 3 gives me plus 3x. No term underneath here. Now I subtract this minus minus this minus minus this term, and I get 0, 3x to the 4th, and I subtract minus 5x to the 4th gives me 8x to the 4th. bring down the 10x cubed because there's really 0 here, right here, and 10x cubed minus 0 gives me 10x cubed. I bring down the last term here, minus 6. So I now have 3 terms. I divide the, I have 3 terms right here. 3 terms right here. When I subtracted this line from this line, I get this line here. Now I divide the 8x to the 4th by the 4x to the 4th. I get 2. So the last term right here is 2. 2 times 4x to the 4th is 8x to the 4th. Plus 2 times plus 5x cubed gives us plus 10x cubed. And plus 2 times minus 3 gives us minus 6. So lo and behold, when we subtract this minus this, I get 0. This minus this, I get 0. And minus 6 minus minus 6 also give me 0, so there's a 0 remainder. So I can just write this as, here's my divisor, here's my dividend, here's my quotient. So divisor, dividend, and quotient. I can write it like that. That's what it means. I'm taking this, I'm dividing it by this, and this is the quotient. That completes the 2 problems that we wanted to do on page